Hello everyone, welcome to Book of Films. My name is Michael.
And my name's Liam.
And today we're going to be reviewing Venom. We've just got back from the cinema about 20 minutes ago. We haven't discussed our opinions with each other, so I think first of all, Michael, impressions, just go for it.
Okay. Oh Christ. So, ultimately, I think I enjoyed it.
You think?
But it was... So I walked out of the cinema thinking, you know what, that's not too bad. It's got its problems, fair share, but I walked out being kind of happy with it, and probably not deserving the flag, but it's more I was thinking about it on the walk from the cinema to here, I was a bit like, some bits aren't leaning in favour for it. I don't know, I think it's entertaining, and I think
I agree.
That is definitely something to take away from this. Don't just follow the reviews blindly, because it does have its fair share of problems, which we will talk. And by the way, this is a spoiler video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, just click away now. But we will discuss some of the problems. But there is some good in it as well, so stick around.
I think it's one of those things where it's like critics these days automatically look and say if a movie isn't perfect, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And I was ready to hate this movie,
Yeah.
because I've been an active hater of this movie since day one, and I just think it's better. It's better than they say. It's not great. To me, it's this year's Suicide Squad.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I don't know. I'd say this year's. Oh, what's a good comparison?
To me, it's this year's Fantastic. Fantastic.
It's to me, it's this year's The Incredible Hulk, which is okay on its own thing. Not really.
It's the type of thing. I enjoyed the movie. I don't have a desire to watch it again anytime soon.
So you didn't hate it?
I didn't hate it. It doesn't mean I loved it, but it was good. And like movies can perfectly exist within that good bracket. It's not bad. It's not great. It's good.
Okay, so if you just wanted our thoughts, there you go. We're probably going to go into spoiler territory in a minute, so brace yourselves.
I think some of the logic didn't work. Like, if we're going spoilers, then I feel like what's the logic on whether a symbiote can even connect to a host? Like, it kept going, oh, it can't connect to a host, it can't connect to a host, and then as soon as it reaches Eddie, it's like, oh, it's a perfect match. And then as soon as it reaches Carlton Drake, whatever his name is, it's like, oh, it's a perfect match.
There was a scene in this early in the film where it just a scream connected to a bunny, and I really just wanted to see a bunny just go, AWOL, just attacking Venom. Imagine Venom versus a bunny. I would pay to see
It reminds me of the 2003 Hulk movie where they get the Hulk formula gets to a bunch of dogs.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think the movie works best when it was scary,
yeah,
or when it was funny. It was like, the movie to me is at its worst when it's trying to do action scenes.
Really? Because I would say the opposite. I mean, because what I think is, I'd say probably the first 40 minutes, I guess, was kind of just boring. And I'm not one of those people who must see action just to enjoy it. But
yeah, it's like the character development is like, it's okay, but it's like you don't really care about it.
Yeah, and the story itself and the dialogue was just some of the cheesiest shit you'll probably see this year.
As soon as the shop got robbed and Eddie didn't step in to help, I was like, they haven't really thought about their characters, because everything that they built up prior to that point showed that he is someone that is willing to stand up to bullies, and doesn't think about the consequences of his actions. They're pretty much the only two things that I had in my mind about him at that point.
Yeah. See, I've always known Eddie as like a sort of, just a bit of a dick, really. Obviously, this is completely devoid of any Marvel MCU interference. But, as expected, maybe at least, because he's an anti-hero, you're supposed to love to hate him. Yeah. And to me,
he's very much just a straight up hero.
Pretty much. And the caption is, what was it?
The world's got too many heroes. Yeah.
you're existing in a world where it has no heroes, so why?
I also think they grabbed a bunch of 15-year-old white boy Eminem fans and asked them what they thought the perfect idea was cool was, and then designed Eddie Brock around that. He's played by Tom Hardy, wears a leather jacket, he rides a motorcycle, he has a sleeve tattoo, he has loads of bangles on his wrist, like he's collecting festival tickets around his wrist or something. He just,
But yeah, just going back to what you said previously.
Yes.
You said the action isn't as good as you thought it would. I disagree to an extent. I think, it's not the best action.
To me, it was just a mess, and every good action scene happens in the dark.
Yeah, that's the thing, because in the final scene, with Venom versus Riot, unfortunately, just down to the character designs, you've got one black creature, one dark grey creature in night, and it's kind of hard to see who's
the difference.
Who's fighting who.
At one point, they combined together, and
I didn't
even notice. I was like,
I didn't notice that.
I was like, where's Venom? Like you think you would make one like not red because Carnage, but like green or blue or something.
Do you know what would have been I don't know how you'd even achieve this, but Spider-Man the Animated Series, they had blue outlines and red outlines down the side of a person. I don't know how that would have been achievable in this one, but I don't know, just something to distinguish it. Or, better yet, give them the fucking white spider on the chest.
Yeah.
I mean,
at this point, the movie was very tongue-in-cheek at points, and it's like, oh, they can't put the white spider logo on because it's not connected to Spider-Man, or he didn't wear the symbiote first. Like, just do it, because it's like, they talk about a bunch of stuff. They make a kryptonite joke. Yeah, and it blew my mind halfway through the movie because I'm going, is DC a fictional company inside of Marvel Universe? It just does Eddie Brock go to the store as Venom and pick up a Superman comic? It doesn't make any sense, does it? The more I think about it, the crazier it goes. It's exactly the same as Captain America when he writes down Star Wars on the list, and it's like when he sees Star Wars, he's going to notice Mace Windu looks pretty familiar. I'm just going to jump to the end. The after credit scene is trash. I felt like I'm completely trashing this movie. It's a very interesting movie because so much random shit happens.
For those who don't know, those who are still with us and don't want to watch it, the end credits scene involves a Tom Hardy going to a prison to see Cletus Cassidy, aka I forget his name.
Carnage. He literally says it.
No, Woody Harrelson. Sorry.
Okay.
To see Carnage, and
he's going to cause some carnage.
So what you may not know is I'm kind of I wouldn't say a huge Carnage fan or Venom fan, but I love Carnage. I absolutely love Carnage, and I think it was a crime how Sam Raimi didn't even include Carnage in maybe a Spider-Man 3 with Venom and Carnage. But anyway, I digress. The reason why I don't think this is a good idea, though, is Riot has the same sort of skill sets as Carnage. You've seen him in the trailer. He swipes using axes. He uses spikes to get rid of people. That's exactly the same as Carnage.
Yeah, and from Woody Harrelson's stupid wig and performance, I'm no more excited to see him than I am to see Riot. And at this point, it was 15 rated in the UK, but I believe in the US it's PG-13.
Really, that is
which is like our version of a 12. So it's like they cannot show a murderous, psychopathic serial killer killing people because they cut away every time Venom eats someone or whatever.
Well, actually, do you know what the funny thing is? Before this film came out, Tom Hardy in an interview said, "What's your favourite scenes?"
And he said they were all cut out.
Yeah. Gotta wait till the DVD extras for that one.
Yeah. I think he said it was some of the dark comedy stuff, which is weird because if someone said, "What are you excited to see Venom about?" I wouldn't have said comedy.
If that dark comedy involves a turd in the wind, that's a great comedy right there.
I think it's one of those things. I would rather the film went into almost like straight up horror territory, not like full horror, but it was its best. When the symbiote took over that Asian lady, and then the second Asian lady, and then the girl.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
It gave me some serious It Follows vibes. So, you ever seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. I'm sorry, I've got to get something off my chest. There's massive time jumps in the film. So it goes
6 months later.
Yeah, it starts on film, and then in, I don't know, let's say 15, 20 minutes, and it goes to 6 months later. Normally that would be okay. However, you've got one scene where this riot takes over an Asian lady from presumably a foreign country.
Malaysia,
sorry.
That's where it landed.
Sorry, I'm racist apparently. And then 6 months later, she's just
made it to the airport.
So it took her 6 months.
She's just gone.
Has she walked all the way to an airport? But how did skipping again? What right takes over a child when it gets to San Francisco, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So and then he just gets her fine. How did he even know? How did Wright even know where to get there? How did he?
Yeah.
Why
so
did he?
So 6 months pass, then she gets on the plane, and then takes over the little girl, and then the little girl manages to get from San Francisco Airport all the way to the Life Foundation headquarters.
Do you know what? I'd love to see someone do the maths on that, like from San Francisco Airport to roughly where the
this
Golden
girl
Gate Bridge
just kind of walked. What the plot must have taken a couple days after the 6 months skip.
Well, that's the thing. I was thinking when I was watching it. How long has it been since Venom has infiltrated Eddie Brock? Because I thought it was about 2 days.
Yeah, probably.
So
most action films take place over only a couple days.
And this is what makes me laugh. Is what's the villain's name again?
Riot.
No.
Carlton Drake.
Carlton Drake built a spaceship in 2 days.
Yeah. I don't know. It was like almost like he just kind of had a spare spaceship ready to go, you know, just in case.
What did I like about this film again?
I like it. I think whenever the relationship between Eddie and Venom is fun. It doesn't make any sense. I could like maybe there's a difference between English and American people, but I think there's a massive like stereotype that like American accents are the easiest to understand. When to me, like I know it's like Tom Hardy is an English person playing an American, but his accent was quite hard to understand sometimes, and sometimes I couldn't hear what the fuck Venom was saying.
That's what I was about to say. Speaking of accents,
yeah.
Fuck the Venom voice.
What is it with Tom Hardy and not being able to hear
was
what he says?
Was the Venom voice actually him?
I think it's him, yeah.
That was terrible. There were some scenes where I just couldn't follow.
Yeah.
It's, and I'm not making that.
I imagine he made a bunch of really great jokes. I did laugh. I did chuckle out loud, especially when he called him a pussy for not joking.
Yeah.
It was moments like that
good.
where it was really great. I like that. Oh God, Michelle Williams' character.
Yes. Love interest number 54.
Anne Weaving got the suit because she's She-venom in the comics.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that. So she got it for a little bit. She's trying her best because she's a really, really high-profile actress.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of in this movie.
Yeah.
It's just one of those movies where you know the love interest isn't going to get too much to do. She did it right, actually. But it's like, whatever. It's almost exactly the same love interest situation as like Ant-Man, which is funny because they're both set in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, they're seeing a new guy, but the new guy kind of likes the protagonist.
Yeah, I even turned to Liam whilst we were in the cinema scene because there's a chase between a motorcycle and bad guys just coming in. I just said any minute now you're going to see Ant-Man and Wasp just drive past, chase, after the building. But there's one thing I've got to mention though, and is I got really strong vibes, and I haven't mentioned this to Liam, of Ultimate Spider-Man PS2 game with Venom.
I've never played it.
So, that's probably my gateway drug into Spider-Man, I guess. Just because you can play as Spider-Man and Venom.
Okay.
And Venom is a lot like this Venom.
Yeah.
But one thing he does do is like rips open his chest, like consumes people and just spits them out for more energy. In this one you get more, just more head biting. But just there's scenes where he's just jumping around, just throwing people off and just grabbing people and smashing them around a building, and I'm just like, that's Ultimate Spider-Man game PS2, and hopefully we can cut some footage of that because that was I feel like that may have been some influence to that.
That was the
okay. Yeah.
I think I'm annoyed they didn't use more of the symbiotes. Like, if they're going to grab a bunch from space, at least include a few.
So there's this thing we're talking about on the way here.
One of them just dies, yeah.
Okay, so we got Venom.
Yeah.
We got
Riot.
We got Scream, and we got, I'm not really clued up on my symbiotes, but another blue one. So
I think there was only 3.
I think there's 4.
I remember them saying there's 3 and 1's missing, which kind of makes it sound like there's 4.
Yeah,
but I think they meant there was 3 and 1's missing.
But
which is a little bit misleading because one of them looks blue and then the blue one ends up becoming Venom.
But I don't think it is, because in the scene when Venom escapes via Eddie Brock, he goes out of the way, and then you got this research assistant saying, "Oh, it was Eddie Brock who came here," and then she presumably dies by another blue symbiote.
Yeah.
But then I'm wondering what happened to Scream, the yellow and brown one. Did she evolve into this unnamed one? But then again, after the researcher one, I think that's the last time we see of that one.
Yeah.
So hang on.
Have we just misunderstood the film, or is there another symbiote out there?
Yeah.
It doesn't help that they all do look quite similar. Even the yellow one at times doesn't look particularly different from the rest. I love the CG. It's all gloopy and nasty, and they were kind of horrifying to look at. It came out the guy's mouth.
Yeah, credit to the VFX artists out there. You know who you are.
I like the horror. I think the horror's good. I think the comedy was okay. Sometimes
it was hit and miss.
Sometimes it was a bit cringy, but other times, so especially when they had that really snappy back and forward between Eddie doing weird stuff. One of my favourite scenes is when he went and ate the lobster. Just because it's that weird thing where it's like at that midpoint of the movie, straight after he got it, there was that kind of adrenaline rush of being like, oh, he's finally got the symbiote with him, and it's like he eats a lobster halfway through that's alive. He gets in the pool, he's sweating, you can see that he looks like he's been infected by a parasite, and I love that, and I think that's something that was missing out of both Topher Grace's Spider-Man.
That's what I was going to ask you actually, funny enough you mentioned that. Topher Grace or Tom Hardy? We're talking about like
pretty easy.
We're talking about like Eddie Brock, not Venom, I guess. Because I think they both have answered this one, which is really
well, the Topher Grace version, not that I've seen Spider-Man 3 in a while, is a whiny brat who basically loses his job for photoshopping a photograph of Spider-Man Black, and then basically confesses to God that he wants Peter Parker to die.
God's just a hitman, really.
Whatever, and then the symbiote comes and infects him, and he goes, "That's it, we're going to kill Spider-Man." It's a very paper-thin motivation. I don't know. With Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock, I like Tom Hardy. I like his performance. He always gives something kind of. He puts his energy into stuff. In this, he's okay. It's the whole anti-hero debate. It's like, do we want to just see someone who, even though Eddie is no more evil than Bruce Banner, because they're being controlled by someone who does bad stuff. But the thing with the Hulk is he probably does good stuff unless he gets angry.
I agree.
And then Venom is like, Eddie Brock is a good guy being controlled by a bad guy. That's it. And they've come to this mutual agreement. There's no anti in this hero. It's just hero.
I don't know how I feel, and this I'm probably going to get shouted at by people who watch this in the comments. But I don't know how I feel about Venom calling himself a loser. I'm not going to say like, oh, he's cool, but like, I don't know. Just
the whole
character.
The whole Venom likes humanity now.
That was a bit weird. I
don't know. It was like, for a second I thought it was going to be like, oh, they need the rocket to get back home. But it's like, no, they need the rocket to come back and bring an invasion force.
It begs the question though, because if people watch this and haven't realised, the next film going to be from the Sonyverse is going to be the Morbius Jared Leto film.
Yeah.
So it begs the question, where is the future going? Like, are they going to plan to do a meet-up like a la Avengers, or is Morbius going to fight?
Can you just imagine Venom, Black Cat, Morbius, and Silver Sable just kind of joining forces and acting together?
That'd be the strangest team.
Yeah.
Good God.
Maybe they even fight. Morlun, maybe? Do you know who Morlun is?
Yeah, I know Morlun is.
Because they're never going to include that in the actual Spider-Man film, so maybe, but that would be weird. And to be fair, like, it's one of those things where it's like, you go into this film and you're even questioning why it even exists. It's like, oh, I get it, like, of all the Sony characters that they want to milk for extra money, Venom is the one I would pick too. So it's like, after this point, where are they going to go? I don't care about Morbius.
Yeah.
I don't care about Silver Sable. I don't care about Black Cat. She's just a Catwoman rip-off.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of these other characters they're going to do, and it's just like, are they going to keep... I'm glad they didn't allude to Spider-Man or try and make some weird link to the MCU, because it's clearly not in the MCU. I mean, the film literally starts and ends with in association with Marvel.
Yeah, that's the thing. So we got, side note, there's 4 independent studios. You had Paramount, another film company.
It was just the first frame of the movie, Sony, and then it's
that weird one.
the lady.
And then literally they finish it,
and then they do the same thing all over again. It's like 2 minutes of logos.
Yeah.
And then after the second set of logos, the logo for the movie doesn't even appear until 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
So he goes, Paramount presents in association with Marvel, and then the logo just never appears.
Yeah. What? Side note, Eminem's song.
I like the finishing credits. The credits at the end of the movie were really nice.
Yeah.
I have a big appreciation for nice finishing credits. I wish the movie had more of that kind of style and that more, because people like science experiments are scary.
Yeah.
Zombies are scary. Weird gooey things going inside you are scary.
Yeah.
And it's like that type of thing where it's just like, this movie would have been better as a balls to the wall, like R-rated horror movie. It doesn't have to be edgy. Like at the end of the day, like Venom was created in 1989 in like the heat of edgy times. It was created by Rob Liefeld,
I think,
who's the guy who draws really big shoulders and he can't draw feet. But he's like the guy that gave everyone shoulder pads in the 90s. Like he is the epitome of edge. So it's like, if you're going to go that far, you need to do it kind of tastefully. It's like, as soon as I heard Eminem was making the theme tune for this movie, I was like, of course it is. Like, who else would it be?
Well, apparently
like, Linkin Park would probably be the second best if Chester Bennington was still alive. But it was just like, one of those things, it's like, who are they possibly?
That's the thing, they were originally going to use, not Eminem, they were going to use someone else, I can't remember from the life of me, and I might have to put an editor's note who it is, but they were originally going to use an already sampled song.
Did you see the rap song at the beginning of the movie? When it introduces us to Eddie, and we both just looked at each other like, what the fuck is this?
Do you know what? It's funny, now I'm talking about it, I can't remember what I like about it. Alright.
I did like it, but like when you put us in review situations like this, I feel like it's easier to hate on something than to like on something. There's a lot more words to hate than there are to love.
I will say some stuff I do like. The music and soundtrack is great. I really like it. I mean, I always think the key to a good soundtrack is not really noticing it's there.
Yeah, I guess.
And it just enhances the scene, and for that, great job. But Wilhelm's scream, great.
That would have been one of my reasons why it's not great. Alright, yeah.
Some of the action scenes were actually, do you know what? It was ridiculous, but I love it.
What do you think of the CG?
CG wise, when it's Venom or Riot by themselves, I think. Well, actually no. When it's Venom, I like it. With Riot, in some of the scenes,
he's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think it's mainly just the face.
How do they eat people?
Well, I've always
because like Eddie Brock's face is under Venom,
Yeah,
so it's not like his head is like protruding out the top like this.
So I've wondered, is Eddie eating the people, or has Venom got like a stomach like just above like Tom Hardy?
He seems to kind of just like they just evaporate, because I looked in the background when he eats the guy at the end of the movie. He's just gone.
One thing I would have liked to have seen, and I don't know how practical this is, because I know in the comics that Venom originally kind of gets his powers through Spider-Man, is I'd maybe have liked to have seen just Venom just travelling through the city. I eat that shit up.
I wanted to see some swinging.
Yeah, I wanted.
And it's like they got around the whole lack of webs by having his like appendages kind of stretch.
Yeah, imagine the motorcycle chase, but instead he was just swinging. That'd have been great.
Yeah, but, I think that'd be great.
Well, obviously he couldn't for other reasons. But no, it's
yeah. Do you want to wrap it up? Wrap up your thoughts? Do you want to give a rating out of 10?
Okay.
You can give points as well, so it could be like.
Okay, would I recommend this to people who have no interest in Marvel?
Are you an edgy 15-year-old kid thinking of dyeing your hair black? Maybe then you should.
So I think if you just want to go in for the action, I think you might be a little bit disappointed. But I was saying just a minute ago.
But what are you even going in for if not the action?
That is true. In terms of like, if you're going into this as a Marvel fan, it's quite interesting to watch.
It does interesting like by the price of admission.
That's the thing, and I ultimately don't know. And it's something I'm going to have to really think about over the next few days. ultimately, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, I enjoyed it. But how much did I enjoy it?
For the right reasons, that's the question.
Yes, I mean, there was some silly stuff, some stupid stuff, and some stuff that just didn't make sense. But some of the stuff was just bonkers, absolute bonkers. And would I recommend it? Is a question I don't know. I think I would, but maybe not in the cinema. Maybe.
Yeah, I'd say if it's the type of movie if you see it on the TV, I'd say it's probably worth a watch.
Ultimately, I would say regarding this film, there's nothing to be pissed off about. These Rotten Tomatoes scores I think they've gone a little bit too harsh.
It's 29% at the moment, which
sorry, it's 27.
I think that's too harsh.
I think that's like
it's the perfect 50% film.
Yeah, if I had to rate it, I don't know. I'd probably rate it maybe about 40, I guess, 45 out of 100. It's definitely got its high points, and ultimately there is nothing that pisses me off about film. If it's a la Amazing Spider-Man 2, then maybe I can understand. But it's just as an action film, it was alright, and ultimately I'm glad I went and saw it. And as Liam said, I probably won't see it again, at least not for a couple of years until it's out on TV or something.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it when it's on DVD.
But ultimately, I enjoyed it, and if you wanted just a silly
dumb
action
fun
film, dumb film, I'd say go and see it, and that's my conclusion.
Yeah.
What about you?
I say, I would say 6 out of 10, but I feel like in all of these situations I always rate it 1 too high.
Yeah.
But it's like 5 out of 10 for me is just average. It's like anything below 5 is bad.
If you're doing it out of 10, I will say I'll just quickly rate mine, I don't know, 6.
I think mine's 6 out of 10 because it's like good. It's not good. It's not great cinema, but it's like it's watchable, and it's not the type of like I'm gonna sit in the cinema and I'm gonna go, what the hell, that was a dumb moment.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go, why am I here? Yeah. I never considered once getting off of my seat and leaving the cinema. And to me, that's the sign that a film is holding my attention, even if it's with dumb rap songs, weird like, just I don't know.
So what you're saying is you'd rate it 6 turds in a wind.
6 turds in a wind.
Like a turd in a wind.
Alright, I think that wraps up our thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.
Ta-ra.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. There you go.
This is where it's like, wasn't recording.